All right, welcome to MindBody Chair Yoga, and I'll see you in the chair. Oh, you will need a block and either a cushion or folded up, like a hand towel or something like that. It doesn't have to be too thick, but just kind of thick enough. Just have those nearby. And then come to sit forward in your chair with a nice tall spine. So there's lots of space between your back and the back of the chair, creating this nice stable tripod between your two legs and the chair. And we'll sit up tall. And then if you want to like stretch out your face, open and close the hands, circle the ankles, squeeze and spread the toes. Any like little movement before we come into a bit of stillness, just to kind of rid the body of that little bit of extra energy or tension. So now we can bring our attention inward toward the body, and we can do that by closing the eyes or simply gazing downward and using the breath as an anchor to the present moment. So this practice, this mind-body practice, brings us to the present moment. And an obvious place to place your attention is the breath, because it's moving. There's expansion and sensation of expansion as you breathe in. There's contraction and sensation of contraction as you breathe out. You could place your attention really anywhere in the body. It could be the big toe or your left ear, but the breath, because of its dynamic nature, allows you to draw on a little bit more stimulus. This breathing in and out, the sensation of breath. But you're not limited. I think that's what I'm trying to say. You're not limited to observing the breath. It's just one of those things in the body that is kind of easier to latch onto with your attention. And in this way, we can let go of the tendency of the mind to move forward and back in time, to chew on ideas or problems, memories. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but in this moment, we are nurturing mind-body connection so that we may know these bodies a little bit better at the end of the practice. And so with that, perhaps setting that as an intention today of knowing our bodies and the tendency of our mind a little bit better. And we'll breathe in. Exhaling, releasing. So let's start with our inhaling, draw the shoulders forward up, and then exhaling, drawing the shoulders back and down. And we can stretch out the face. Come into that full range of motion. Really exploring the full range of forward, the full range of up, the full range of back, and the full range of down, if you know what I mean, without forcing. Okay, so we're not going to come into like this aggressively. We're going to come into this with a nice kind of gentle intention of exploring that full range. Stretching out the face as you need to release tension. So as we draw back and down, hold, lift the navel up towards the spine, and we're actively kind of hugging the shoulder blades back and down. And then we're gonna release and do that again. Inhale, shoulders forward and up. Hug them back and down as if you're holding on to like an orange between your shoulder blades, and lift the navel. And then release, and we'll do that one more time. Inhaling, forward up, exhaling back and down, holding and engaging through the navel, really coming into that scapular retraining. And then nice and easy release. Arms at the sides, and we'll do a full internal rotation with a full external rotation. Bring attention to the upper back, shoulder blades drawing away from each other, like 60% effort, no forcing, and then externally rotating, the shoulder blades come in. And then observing this from the front, so the shoulders are rolling forward. So you can feel like the chest kind of sinking in. And then as you roll the shoulders back, the chest is lifting up. Do that one more time. Great, so really nice movement. Now, one is internal, one is externally rotated. Great, and release, get watery. Okay, I dream of genie arms. Inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring them down, switch the arm over, and inhale, reach them up. Navel lifts and over. We're gonna tuck and scoop, lift the navel. Tuck and scoop. And exhale, arms out to the side. Internal, external. Gaze at the open palm. So one shoulder rolling back, one shoulder rolling under. So just getting at the shoulders just at a slightly different angle. I'll shake out the arms. That water. Okay, I dream of genie again. Let's take our right arm on the top, lift the navel, gaze is forward, heart is forward, belly is forward. But we're gonna reach and stretch out laterally, our arms, our shoulders, and then inhale back to center. We'll do that 3 times, and then we'll hold for a little extended hold, sustained hold. So now we're holding this hand right now that's underneath the elbow. Turn it so that you can cup your elbow, big breath in, and then exhale, just drawing it slightly further, guiding, not forcing. Make sure your gaze and your heart and your belly are still forward, and you're just kind of squeezing the arm into the chest any amount, and you can bring it down a little bit, get that angle, bring it up a little bit. Just kind of explore this. And then nice and easy, release. Just squeeze the shoulder blades together. Stretch it out. The other way. Now left arm is on top, lift the navel, and we'll reach. On the inhale, exhale, inhale, come forward. Exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale, reach. Bring it back, this hand that's under the elbow, now cups the elbow, inhale, grow tall, and exhale, gently squeeze the arm in. So one side might feel very different than the other, which is what I'm experiencing right now. So being really gentle and kind to whatever you kind of discover in the body. You know, this practice of yoga, it's just one great big exploration and discovery session. Sometimes. Okay, release. Big breath in. And big breath out. Both shoulders soft. Tuck the chin. Drop the head. Let both shoulders draw down. And as if the head is filling up with water, little by little, it gets heavier and heavier, coming forward. And noticing the stretch at the back of the neck. When you start to feel that lengthening, you can gently take the head a little bit left and a little bit right, with the intention of gradually opening up. Bring the head back to center. Inhale, lift the chin. Big breath in. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Grab onto your wrist, your forearms, or your elbows, and we'll repeat. Lift the navel on the inhale. Exhale, gaze. Inhale back. Exhale, gaze and reach. And inhale back. Release the hands down. Inhale. Exhaling left ear to left shoulder. Notice that tendency to lift the right shoulder and allow it to come down. Now, fingertips can stay on your thigh. You can reach them forward or even bring it back. No right or wrong here. It's just what's going to feel most supportive, as we're intentionally trying to lengthen out the top of the shoulder and how it connects to the neck. Big breath in. Let the head get heavy, and then turn the nose down toward the shoulder, stretching out that big muscle in the neck, and then we turn the ear back to the shoulder. Let's do it like about 2 more times. Moving with intention, moving so that we can feel that expansion, that lengthening, and then nose is at the shoulder. The next exhale, tuck the chin in towards the throat any amount and explore the position of the chin. How far can you tuck it back or to the side? Where does it feel like it's being most effective in terms of optimizing this stretch? And then just, going back and forth, nose to shoulder, chin to throat. Nice and easy. We're going to release and just grow tall. Big breath in and exhale. Get watery. Okay, inhaling, growing tall again. Exhaling, right ear to right shoulder. Breathing in, let that head get heavy. Maybe let this shoulder get heavy too. And on your next inhalation, we're breathing in, and then we'll exhale, turn your nose down toward the shoulder. And right away, and repeat, you're going to notice, if one side feels a little different than the other. And maybe you need to bring a lot of kindness, a lot of caring to one side. Okay, nose is down, inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards the throat. Back and forth. Being really kind and gentle whenever you kind of come into areas of the body that are a little bit maybe charged with tension or pain or difficulty. Nice and easy. We're going to lift the head. Big breath in, big breath out. So gone are the days now where we say, my stupid shoulder. It's gone from our vocabulary. Now we say, oh, the shoulder needs more attention and love. We bring lots of tenderness and gentleness to it to reduce the tension in the body. Okay, let's take our attention to the pelvis. We're going to lift the heels. We're going to tuck and lift the tailbone. Stretch out the face if that feels good too. And, just bringing attention to the pelvis, this leg joint, biggest joint in the body, and low back, course, something I just don't mention enough, when we lift the tail, like there is a nice big stretch through the pelvic floor as well. So this stretch is really, really important. pelvic health, so tucking and lifting, contracting, and lengthening the pelvic floor muscles. Okay, we can drop the heels, reach the arms forward, tuck the chin, tuck the tail into our cow, or if you choose kitten pose, and inhale, lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the tailbone, and exhale, rounding, and exhale, lifting. So just a reminder, kitten pose is reaching the arms forward without bringing a great big rounding into the upper spine in case you are working with osteoporosis or any bone density issues. So using your body as a guide, but also the knowledge of your body as a guide. Okay, and release. Take your hand to the chair, the left hand, you're gonna reach the right arm up. Get super tall on this side of the body by reaching up but drawing down. So pressing your sit bone into the chair. Lift the navel, inhale, exhale, big, slow reach to the side and inhale up. And exhale, big, slow reach to the side. So if you have any arm or shoulder injury, you can do the same thing with the arm behind your back and get this great big nice side stretch. So you do you. Okay, inhale, then we're gonna reach up with the other hand, reach down through the sit bone, slow exhale, big giant inhale, slow and steady. Exhale, maybe releasing through like pursed lips, inhaling through the nose, exhaling, inhaling up, and exhaling, release. Good. Take your legs so that they are parallel. You're going to take your right hand to your left knee and your left fingertips up to your temple. So the palm is facing forward. Inhale, grow tall. And reach the elbow back slightly. So we're coming into a nice little twist here. Exhale, we're going to take our elbow to the knee, draw the navel back any amount. Bring elbow toward the knee and then inhale, recoiling, coming back. So exhaling down, engaging, contracting our core. Inhaling up and getting long in the spine. So just a few more. So nice little twist in two directions, one way and then the other. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, release, neutral spine, make any movement. Switch left hand to right knee, right hand up. Inhale, taking that elbow back, lifting the heart, being really tall in the spine. Keep the length in the spine, draw the navel back as you reach elbow toward knee. Doesn't have to touch the knee, inhale. Just moving in that direction as best you can. Last one. And release. Stretch out the face, roll up the shoulders. Great. We're going to do some more of that in a minute, but we'll just take a little break and take our hands out, open and close the fingers, and kind of lift up the toes, squeeze and spread the toes. Stretch out the face. Maybe go a little faster in the hands. That you do you. Then we'll make a little fist and we're going to nod and then lift and lower the heels of the toes as we gently nod. So already doing two things at once, we might as well do three. So lift the navel up towards the heart and grow tall. All right, now we're gonna circle the ankles one way, go onto the balls of the feet, and just kind of circle one way and then circle the other way, just as best you can. Stretch out the face as needed. Good. Shake that out. Good. Take your left hand forward as if you're You've got seeds in your hand and a bird is gonna come and eat the seeds, okay, like an offering. Take your other hand to the fingertips and start to turn it down. So I'll come. I get the right height. And we're just gonna gently, as best you can, draw it down. Inhale. Exhale. You got the idea? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, do it one more time. Exhale. Lengthening, shake that out. So this is a really great exercise if you ever have any kind of issues with carpal tunnel. So inhale and exhale, draw the fingertips down any amount. Inhale, release. Exhale, lengthen. So lengthening through the inside of the wrist. Inhale. Exhale, guiding the fingers down. Inhale, never forcing. Exhale, we'll do one more stretch there. Just the same thing, just turning as best you can, turning the fingers down like that. And we're gonna shake. So shaking the hands and flicky is also good for carpal tunnel. It's good for arthritis. So anytime you're gonna be like working in the garden, working on the computer, like sustained, really, rug hooking, all that stuff, warm up the hands, the wrists with this kind of stretching. Okay. Back to our kind of salute, okay? So we're going to add a little challenge to it. So we're gonna take the right hand, sorry, this is a leg. We're gonna take the right leg, kind of tuck it under the chair, hold onto the chair with your right hand. Take your left hand back to the salute. Inhale, drop back. And then exhale, twist. So I'm twisting and bringing my elbow, but you see how I'm not coming down? I'm trying to lift the knee up. And then inhale, tuck that foot under and twisting, and exhale, lift the knee up any amount. Again, they don't have to touch, just moving in that direction. So inhale. Oh, spoiler alert. It's another core exercise focus today. Last one, and we're going to hold it any amount, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and release. Now notice that was probably a little bit tough on the hip flexor, so I want to stretch this out. This is where our block and our little pillow or towel comes in handy. So I'm going to make sure you can see this. There we go. So that same foot, you can have your block here, you can have your pillow on the block. Hold on to the side of the chair and just let your knee kind of come down onto the block or the pillow. And maybe you don't even need the block. You could just put the pillow down. It's entirely up to you. Okay, I just want to give you some like cushioning for the knee because why not? Now this front foot that's still bent, you're just going to kind of bring it forward any amount and then just gently sink your hip forward. So I'm going to show you this on the side view too. Okay. So you can have your block and your pillow or just a pillow. Really come forward on the chair. The knee comes down. And then this foot that's bent, we're going to step it forward and just sink. It's just a lunge. So I want you to, inviting you to feel this stretch any amount in the front of the leg. This back toe could be tucked, it could be pointed, doesn't matter. Don't worry about the front knee if it's over the ankle. We're not really going that deep, so we're just stretching out the front of that leg. And then to come back, we just release. And there we go. Other side. We're gonna tuck in the left leg this time. Left hand holding the side of the chair, right hand, inhale. Kind of come back. And then exhale, lifting the leg, twisting, bringing the leg up. As you do this, inhale, expansion through the core. Exhale, there's a crunching, contraction. You're bringing the lower part of the rib cage closer to the top of the pelvis. We are using our hip flexor a lot to lift the leg. Last one, and then we're going to hold it. Sustain this, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. One more, as best you can, and release. So as you're releasing, you're like, yeah. Well, anyway, so I know I'm feeling my hip flexors saying like it's kind of having a little, like, what's going on here moment. So set up your block and your cushion, or just a cushion, so that when you shift forward on the hip, or on the chair, make any little adjustments you need to. You bring that knee down, and this might not be for everybody. If your knee is like, no thank you, okay, then you know what, like, you gotta listen to that. Now, we're not gonna force and go too deep too soon. We're just gonna come forward enough to feel that stretch in there, okay? And if the knee isn't working on the floor, that's okay. Just bring it down any amount with the intention of getting long here in the quad, okay, and stretching out. But just want to give you options. Okay. All right. We'll move that out of the way and we'll come to stand. So, grabbing your block. Option. We're going to do our prayer balance sequence, which we haven't done in a while. To make it more challenging, you can bring the block to the head. But if you're like, Nina, I'm too tired today, I don't want to do it, then you don't have to have the block on the head. You can do it without. All right, so please remember you have choice, but this does kind of force you to get really tall in the spine. So hands on the heart, inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, draw your knee up towards the hands. Inhale and exhale. The chair is always there. If you need it now, out to the side. Or like our falling angel, you can have the toe touching, or you can have it lifting, or you can even lean a little bit, play around with it, have a little fun. Inhale, exhale, any amount. So you do your pace, inhale, and then just doing left side, right side, one way, and then left side, right side, the other way. And you know what, you don't even have to lift the foot all the way up. You could just lift the heel and stay connected to the floor. Still working on stability, but just finding, you know, that level of challenge that's right for you today. And let's do it one more time. I'm going to do the full lifting. There's no right or wrong, it's just how things are today. And once you finish that final one, taking a little break, removing the block, and just prepping your chair on the left side. Okay. Arms distance. Reach your left arm up to the sky and extend your right arm up to the sky and extend your left leg behind you. so that you feel lengthening. Okay, there should be a stretch. You're moving your rib cage farther away from the pelvis. So inhale. And then we're gonna do another crunch. A little more core work. Inhale, reach back, reach up, exhale, crunch. Now, for some stability practice, you can go to one finger maybe, or hover the hand or the hand. You do you. This last one, you guessed it. We're gonna hold and breathe in and out, like 3 big breaths. Maybe this is where you practice stability. Finding the option that's best for you and release. Good. Over to the other side. So extending this leg back, reaching this arm up, feeling that openness, but also lengthening the front of the hip here. So we get that nice lengthening in the hip flexor. Inhale, exhale, because we're going to use it again to lift that leg. Inhale, reach, expand, get long. Exhale. And again, option to go to one finger, hover, reach one arm out. One side might feel very different than the other. Try to grip the mat with your toes if you're feeling wobbly. Really secure the foot and the ankle. Gonna be the last one. Inhale. Exhale, and then we're gonna hold. So really draw that navel back. Keep that knee lifted. Explore balance and stability as best you can. And release. Good. All right, sun salutation, hands up the back of the chair, stepping back into our forward fold, reaching the arms forward, slight bend in the knee, get soft in the shoulders as we sway. From side to side, and if you have that urge to yawn or sigh, breathing through the nose, exhale through the mouth, just let that go. You're at home, you're on mute, so don't worry. But any sounds that you're making, because it's just a nice way to rid the body of tension. Out the mouth. Okay, heels down, pedal knees forward and back, and pedal that pelvis forward and back, stretching out kind of at the top and deep into the hip. Stretch out the face. Feeling that lengthening in the side body. All right, inhale, right foot forward, bend the knee over ankle, one or both arms up to the sky. Exhaling, hands come down, and we'll step back. Forward fold, slight bend in the knees. Always a slight bend in the knees. Inhale, left foot forward, press into that back heel, lift the navel, reaching up with one or both hands. Exhaling, and coming back. In, right foot forward. Exhaling. Hands come down. Inhaling, left foot forward. Exhaling. Hands come down. Inhaling, right foot forward. Leave the ball of the foot kind of where it is to start. Grow tall with the navel. Hop the foot just a bit back there. Press the heel back. Lift it up. So we're going to stay in this kind of crescent moon shape in the legs. And we'll just stretch out the calf. And then we're going to lift the heel and any amount. So with this tall spine, any amount, lower the knee slightly and lift it up. As you lift it up, squeeze the glute, wrap all the muscles around the femur, okay? Slightly lower. Inhale, lift. Lower any amount. Inhale, lift. Last one. Hop that foot a little bit forward. Bring the front foot a little bit back, but we're still kind of on this pyramid shape. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Forearms come to the back of the chair. Nice long spine here. Stretch out the face. Slight bend in that front knee. Slow motion. Wag your tail. And we're gonna add something. When you wag your tail to the left, look back at your tail. Feel that stretch on the right side. When you wag your tail to the right, look back over your right shoulder, any amount, and breathe into this left side. So real slow motion, creating like a crescent moon shape in the spine. Come back to center, hands come to the chair, step back. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, little wiggles, whatever feels good. Inhaling, left foot forward, lift the back heel, hop that foot back slightly, press the heel back and lift it up. Press it back, lift it up, press it back, and lift it up. Now, knee over left ankle, any amount, drop the knee, lift the knee. As you lift, wrap the muscles around the bones of the thigh and squeeze your glute. Lower and lift. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Last one. Any amount, being really kind to whatever you are discovering. And hop that foot back, bring the other foot back slightly. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. So coming over to the other side, slight bend in the knee, and we'll do the same action. So when we wag the tail over to the left, gaze over the left shoulder. When we wag the tail over to the right, gaze over the right shoulder. So I'm just noticing like my hamstring on the left leg really making itself a little bit more known to me than it was on the right side. So it's just information. Okay. Rising up, stepping back. Forward fold. Any little movement here. And then walking the feet to the back of the chair. And we'll just kind of quickly go through our heel lifts. So arms distance, holding onto the back of the chair, rising up on our heels, sinking down into chair pose, lowering the heels down and standing up. Again, that wrapping the muscles around the bones. Inhale, exhale, lift the navel. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, we're going to change direction. Inhale, sink. Exhale, lift the heels. Lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Rise up. And lower down. Great. Okay, we're going to grab that block again. Turn the chair so it's facing you. Take the block between your thighs. And squeeze it. Squeeze the block between your thighs and grow tall. Slightly. Bend the knees, coming into chair pose. Half tuck the tail so those abdominal muscles are activated. Bring the hands together in prayer and push. So this is another really good exercise for carpal tunnel. And keep squeezing the thighs. Keep squeezing the thighs, and now we're going to take our hands, clasp the fingers, and pull. Tuck the tail, lift the heart, shoulder blades squeeze towards each other. So already, like, I can tell my heart rate is going up because it's becoming more and more difficult to talk. Push. So you're squeezing the thighs, squeezing the palms. Really feel each fingertip touching each other. Pull. Keep squeezing the thighs. We're going to do it one more time. Push, lift the navel, and pull. All right, rise up. Take the block at its medium width at the calves. Squeeze the calves together. Make any little adjustments for your wardrobe. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Squeeze those shoulder blades, tucking the wingtips into the opposite pockets, and lift the navel up towards the heart. Inhale. We're just going to gently slide your fingers down toward the knee. Exhale, rise up. Squeeze at the shins. We're going to do this 3 times on this side. And just exploring the depth of that while keeping your wings engaged, like you're holding that orange between the shoulder blades. Maintain that inhale, exhale over to the other side. So as your hand comes down, you're going to want to kind of release the engagement. Try not to. So if you need to re-engage, tuck in the wingtips to the pockets. Inhale up. So maintain this nice tall spine. Turn to face your chair, tabletop, either hands on the seat, or you can grab the side of the seat. Keep your shoulders over the wrists. Just step one foot back and then the other foot back for plank pose, just gazing downward, breathing in. You can press back through the heels. Lift and lower the heels if you want to play around with that, but really lift the navel up towards the spine. Step forward and release. Arms come forward, make a little fist and nod. Okay, we get to do that all again. Take the block between the thighs, feet are hip distance apart. Sink down and squeeze the thighs, half tuck at the tailbone. Okay, we're going to do the exact same. Lift the arches of the feet. Kind of grip the toes with your mat and start pushing and lift the navel right away. Heart rate goes up. You wouldn't think that this position would be such a cardio workout, but it is. Keep squeezing the block between your thighs or whatever, if it's a pillow or whatever it is, and then pull. Activate the scapula, lift the navel. You're drawing the scapula toward each other, and now push. Keep lifting the arches of the feet and pull. And push. And pull. Okay, fun times. Release. Woo. Okay, bring that block between the shins as best you can. If you don't have a block, just standing in mountain really actively will be kind of good enough. All right. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Tuck in the wingtips in the opposite pocket. Zip the navel up to your high-waisted jeans, right up to the navel. Inhale, slightly bring the fingertips down, creating another crescent moon shape in the spine. Exhale up. Inhaling down. Exhaling up. Be as tall as you can. Last one. Inhale up. Drawing all that energy upwards through the abdominals, coming over to the other side. Really extending the fingers down to the top of the knee as best you can, keeping those wingtips tucked in. Heart is lifting up. Exhale, release. Turn to the chair. Come into plank pose, whether that's full hand on the chair or wrapping your fingers around the side of the chair. Lift the navel up towards the spine. Step one foot back onto the ball of the foot. Keeping your shoulders over the wrists. You really need to activate to press the other leg back as best you can, holding it as best you can, breathing in. Now press into the chair. Feel the shoulder blades gently draw away from each other. You can rock on the heels if you want, just a little bit. And then stepping forward. Inhale, float your arms up to the sky. Exhale, release, interlace your fingers behind your back, press through the wrists, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, and just gently reach the wrists away for a little counter stretch. Take the navel up towards the heart and open up through the chest. Whew. And release. Let's come down onto the floor. You can always take this little pillow or the towel under the back of your head if you want to. Either coming onto your side and lying down or scrolling down, tucking the chin, really engaging the core. So having that pillow there is always optional, but you don't have to by any means. Okay, tuck the shoulder blades under, let's hug in the knees, stretch out the face. Now we're gonna hug the right knee in and press the left heel away. And bring the right knee close to the armpit and press the left heel kind of almost like slightly out to the left. So stretching out the top of your leg, and you can even give that hip flexor like a little massage. Take your right knee and you can rock it out to the side, to the left, rock it over to the right, just a little bit of back and forth, just moving with intention, with that intention of exploring, like, what do I notice when I rock it over to the left here? Maybe it's hip. And then when I rock it over to the right, adductors. Maybe I'm gonna hug it in a little bit, tuck the chin, and then release. Over to the other side, give that a really good squeeze. Draw the knee in toward the elbow. The armpit. Press your right heel away. So your right foot is slightly flexed. A little bit out to the right. And if you want to take your right hand, just give the hip flexor a little massage. Feel nice, so just the top of the leg there, right where the pelvis and the leg meet. And then just extending your knee out to the left, knee over to the right. And again, with intention, like, what do you notice? How can you support your body with this stretch? Can you explore your limits without going beyond them? And release. Take the feet nice and wide, arms out to the side, and we'll just do a little windshield wiper. Great. Tuck the shoulders under, feet up, arms up. Let's press the heels up to the sky and draw the toes down to the knees. Tuck the chin and just reach the fingertips, just really spreading the fingers up towards the sky. And then we'll squeeze and spread the toes, open and close the hands, stretch out the face. If we stretch it out, scrunch it up. Yawning, releasing tension from the body. Make a little fist with the hands, and we're gonna nod at the wrist again as we point and flex. So really trying to get lots of attention to our hands and our feet today through movement at the wrist, the fingers and the toes, and then circling in one direction, both ankles and wrists, circling the other direction, both ankles and wrists, and then shaking. And then I'm just gonna throw in just a little bit of lying down core work, okay? Make stop signs with your hands, take them to your knees, flex the feet, shins are parallel, draw the navel down, tuck the chin. Press with as much intensity as you can for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hug in the knees. Stretch out the face. Big breath in. Big breath out. We're gonna do that again. Stop signs, shins parallel, draw the navel down. With as much intensity as you can, press knees into hands, hands into knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Short burst, but high intensity. Hug it in, rock from side to side. We're gonna do it one more time. Here we go. Setting up, stop signs at the knees, flex the feet, shins parallel, draw the navel down, and big intensity. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Arms. Let's make a big starfish so that we get lengthening through our abdominals. Press through the heels, reach the fingertips. Big breath in, exhale. Get super small, maybe forehead to knee. Up to you. Inhale, reach, press through the heels, extend through the fingers. Exhale, get small. And then inhale, reach. Big breath in, and then exhale, just right here. In that shape of surrender. Breathing in and out. Stretch out the face. Let's take in some big breaths in. Sigh and release. And then when you're ready, coming into your preferred shape for Shavasana, whatever that is, could be just traditional shape. Shoulder blades tucked, feet fall to the side. If the low back needs a bit of extra support, you can bend the knees, take the feet wide, let the knees come in toward each other. You could put a cushion under the knees and just rest the legs. Put a pillow under your head, blanket over the body. Really anything goes. And we'll take our attention to the breath, the dynamic movement of each inhalation, each exhalation. And really like bringing curiosity, like a beginner's mind to observing the breath. Because sometimes it can get a little bit like, it's like, oh, I know how to do this. And then the mind is way in the future or way in the past, right? So when you bring your attention to the breath this time, like get really curious about maybe the spreading of the rib cage, the contracting of the rib cage, or the sensation at the upper back, that gentle pressure, or any other sensation of the breath. Finding a sensation to hold onto with your attention. Thus allowing you to be in the present moment. Moving in and out. With intention. And, honoring and acknowledging whatever kind of bubbles up in this time of stillness and quiet. And like it could be just boredom, boredom bubbles up like, just have to lie here for another minute. And you can acknowledge that, or it might be discomfort. And again, that's just to be acknowledged. You can observe these emotions, these sensations as they come and go. Remembering that nothing really is permanent in the body. That this time we spend lying down or sitting in a chair, observing the body in this way is incredibly nourishing to the nervous system. Arguably the most important part of the practice. So making peace with it if necessary. And then we'll bring some movement into the toes and the fingers and the face. If it feels good to you, inhale, arms up overhead, reach, extend the legs and the arms. Big breath in. Big exhale out through the mouth. Let's do that again. 1 or 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Leaving behind here on this mat all that you don't need to carry with you into this day. Bring the arms and the legs in toward the torso. Start to roll over into the fetal position. Slowly transitioning to a seated position, either on the floor or moving to the chair. No right or wrong. Using props as needed. Checking out sensation now in the body, now that you've prepared the body for this renewal, opening up, clearing, and opening up for new possibilities. I invite you to bring your hands over your heart center once again. And I feel this is really important. Thank yourself for taking care of yourself in this way. Bring tenderness, bring kindness towards yourself, the body, the tendency of the mind, all the things. And we'll seal in with a unifying Om as we inhale. Thank you very much for practicing with me today, and I hope you got to know your body and the tendency of your mind a little bit better after today's practice. We'll see you soon.